there were various kind of taxations or the land classification, land revenues that were done. Now these could be demarcated from the name itself. So Shala Bhog, so Pathshala or school. So Shala means the land that was given for the maintenance of the school. Brahmadeya, that was the land gifted to a Brahman. Then you have Velan Vegai, that is a land of a non-Brahmin peasant. Then you have Devdan, that is Dan or land which was donated for Dev or temple. Then you have Palichandam, that is land donated to any Jain institution during that time. So these were some of the donations that were made. Now Brahmadeya was one of the major donations, and during this time there was the land that was given, and when the land was given there was a kind of small boy who was asked to pick the various betel leaf that have been put up in an earthen pot. Now the chit came, and whatever was written in the slip, each member was allotted committee based on it. So now what were the members of the Sabha? So there were certain requirements to become a member of the Sabha. First of all, they must own a house, they must have the land, they must be from 35 to 70 years of age, must be well versed in Veda, then well versed in administration, and if anyone has been a member of the committee in the last 3 years, they cannot become the member of another committee in the next go, and also they have to submit the details of not only their accounts but the accounts of their relatives as well. So these were some of the requirements to become the member of the Sabha, and there were kind of strict proceedings for the same. Now Periyaruvaram was the 12th century Tamil work which talked about the lives of the ordinary men and women during that time, and this again focused on the same system of the appointment of the members of the Sabha. Now similar to what was happening in India, during the same period China was witnessing another dynasty which was known as Tang dynasty. The capital of the Tang dynasty during that time was Xi'an, and this was administered by a bureaucratic setup which was done through the recruitment of by an examination, and this remained in force till 1919, where it became a kind of different administration procedure that started. So as we can see, the phenomena that were going on in India, similar phenomena were witnessed in the close by nations and across the globe during that time. So with every topic, as we saw towards the end, you have a kind of brief introduction about the world scenario during that period. So that was it. In the next class, we will talk about Delhi Sultanates, and we will see how there were various invasions that affected India, and what were the developments made during that time.